Kofi from Two Boys Media, and I'm excited to be coming your screens today. So what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about how to pass the Nclex exams. So today we are going to look at how to pass this exams. I know a lot of people have tried this exams or written this exams, failed several times, and you might be in a situation where you really want to give up. So if you're about doing that, just give me a bit of your time, because I've been through the same situation. There was a time I got to the point that, oh no, I can't do this anymore. I'm giving up. I'm not going to write this in class. I'm going to look for something else. Yes, so give me a few minutes of your time. So what's the Nclex? Nclex is an adaptive test. So what this means is, if you answer a question correct, you can expect the next question, right, to be harder. And if you get a question wrong, you can expect either to get the same kind of question or to get an easier question. So one might ask, what do I do to pass this Nclex exams? Or what did I do? First of all, what I did was, or what you can do is, know your weakness and work on it. So you have to know what you are weak in. What area? Is it pharmacology? Is it your blood gases? Do you need to revise or spend more time on obs and gynae, as in, maternity or midwifery? Do you have to spend more time in that? Then do it. Know that specific area. Try to be better at that area or where you think you're not good at. Secondly, you need to have reputable study materials. If I talk about reputable study materials, I mean materials that have been tested and accepted. That, oh yes, this one you can really count on it. So some of these materials include UWorld, Archer, Nclex High Yield. You can always use Mackay. Mackay has always been good for lots of Nclex passes. So with the UWorld, for me, I kind of use UWorld, Archer, and Nclex High Yield when I was about writing my Nclex exams, right? So with the UWorld comes with tons. UWorld and Archer comes with lots of questions, like lots of kill banks that you can practice every day. And yeah, and now what I've realized is UWorld even comes with content review. So, or you can do your content review first, because content is key. Because with this new kind of question, Nclex exams, you have case studies where you have to either select signs and symptoms, complications, and everything. So you have to really know your content well. Archer has always have that subscription where you can combine the content with the kill banks, and you'll be learning. Yeah, Nclex High Yield comes with thorough, in-depth content review. So Dr. Z did a great work there with the steady content review on Nclex High Yield. He gives great tips on how to pass the Nclex as well, which has been beneficial to a lot of students. So you can also look at that. What I was doing was, I was doing 440 questions a day. 440 is as in, I was solving 40 questions, 40, like 40 sets of questions each day. And then I'll go through it again, write or take notes on where I feel like I was struggling. Even the questions that I answered correct, I still go over it again. Make sure that I get the understanding. So it's not about memorizing just the answer. It's about getting the understanding of the question. Once you get the understanding of what the question is asking, and knowing what the question is about, or reviewing your material, like, trust me, even if they twist the question anyhow, you can still answer it. Good. Another key area is, as I said, you have to learn how to answer those questions. This is key, very key in Nclex, because sometimes you be in the exams room and you realize that all the answers provided look the same, and you don't know which one is the right answer. So it could be a bit tricky here. There are some ways to narrow it down. So most of these questions from Nclex, what we've realized is their prioritization. Like, you have to prioritize which is needed first. In priority, you have to learn how to eliminate some of the answers, because trust me, all the answers might be right, but which one is relevant to what the question is asking, which one is relevant to the individual. So how you have to take it is like, which of the proposed answers, if you don't apply it straight away, the individual will die. That's how you have to narrow it down. If I don't implement this, is the patient going to die? Ways to answer priority questions is using the Maslow hierarchy of needs, in which it comes in a pyramid form. It starts with from the bottom with physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging, esteem, self-actualization. So with the physiological needs, obviously physiological, so it's going to be things related to, the body, like air, water, food, all those things. Safety needs, personal security, employment, all those, love and belonging, friendship, esteem, respect, self-esteem, and self-actualization, as in desire to become the most that one can be. So if a question is asked and you're trying to prioritize, when you narrow it down, is the question asking in terms of physiological needs? Is it asking of in terms of safety needs? Once you are able to narrow what the question is about, that's when you can the pyramid can help you choose the answer well. Obviously, if the question is asking about safety and you have answers relating to physiological, love and belonging, esteem, and you can narrow it down, eliminate all those things, and choose the safety need in that question. Another way that you can answer prioritization question is, Dr. Z provided a great tool in answering prioritization. So he called it, I believe, Ask Graph. So the Ask Graph, the A is for airway, S for sepsis, K for potassium, that's change in potassium, G for glucose, that's glucose less than 70, R is unfortunately lethargy, the R in there, that's what it is for. So lethargy and granting, so the R in there is for lethargy and granting. Altered mental status, peritonitis, and hemorrhage. That is his way of answering, or what do you call it, prioritization questions. And he also had the ASH as well. I think that was for post-op, which is also a great tool as well, trust me. With the select or apply, yeah, what I believe you should do is choose the answer that you know. If it's just one, just choose the one, because now the select or apply they've changed it into a way that, or even if you choose one, you get one correct and the rest fine. So instead of you choosing 3 or 4 and getting all wrong, just choose one. That's what I did. I chose, if it's only one that I know, I'll just choose it and just move on. And content. I can't stress on this enough, because content is very key. Now that you have case studies, you can't just go in like back in the days where you just go in, you be choosing some, and some few content, and no, it doesn't work that way now. And 6, manage stress and take breaks. I know you might be stressed, you might want to get this done as soon as possible. All your friends are passing, but you're not probably making the cuts. Trust me, I've been in your shoes before. I passed somewhere last year, so almost a year now. There was a point where I felt like I wanted to give up, but I knew what I wanted, so I was like, no, let me go in for it. Let me give my best this time, and I did. And trust me, when I got to the exams room and I started answering the questions, right, I thought I was answering questions from you all, because I really relied on you all. So there were questions that were coming with the pharmacology, and I was looking at it and I was like, no, I feel like I know this question from somewhere. Like, it was so easy. Trust me, it was so easy for me. But I remember when I took it, prior to that, when I took it, I was sitting behind the computer. I was getting, those kind of social questions, and I was struggling because I didn't know how to answer the questions. I didn't know how to prioritize the questions. So I was really struggling, when I walk out of the exams room, I felt let down and I wanted to give up. So that's it. Another tip for some of my colleagues have been doing is, once they get in there, with the prioritization, they have their keys and tools to prioritize questions. So some draw the Maslow hierarchy of needs, the pyramid, right? Draw it down on, that sheet or card or whatever they'll give you. They draw it down and write their ASH graph, their ASH, whatever, how to prioritize those abbreviations. They write it down, and once the questions, they compare take some out, add some, and it was good. So yeah, yeah. So that's how I passed my NCLEX, or that's how to pass your NCLEX exams. One might say, what would you recommend? What kind of study material would you recommend? I made mention of some, but if you don't have money, let's look at budget and what you can do. If you don't have money, you can always go for the Archer, because Archer is it's not that expensive. And what I know about Archer is their questions are really vague, as in that's how the NCLEX is. You know, the NCLEX questions are being asked vague. So Archer will train you for that. They have CAT questions as well, which kind of mimics the same style how NCLEX asks their questions. And yeah, it's a great tool for both content and, you know, kill banks. But I personally preferred UWorld, because by the time I finished UWorld, my content was like this. Like I knew my content. Like there's no way you can ask me a question that I didn't have any idea about. So UWorld gave me great content, because, you know, with their rationales, they give you in-depth rationale that you can learn and have a whole topic from just one set of questions. So UWorld was what I used, and I feel like it was great. And the questions on UWorld were really difficult, so I wasn't surprised by any question that was asked. So I really like UWorld. You have Dr. Z, which is like very expensive, but it's good for content, and he's going to show you how to answer the questions as well. So yeah, these are some few resources I use, and this is how to pass the NCLEX. Yes, thank you.